All right, guys. Welcome to another Sunday Night Live session. I am at my new desk. I know we've been in the garage for a couple weeks, and then we missed out last week. We were putting new Wi-Fi in the home office, and then I'm kind of laughing because we actually have kind of a bit of a lightning storm going on outside, so we got some weather. I was actually out in the rain. Now I'm all soaking wet. Sorry. Jeez. I got the camera here and my laptop there and my other screen here. So I'm kind of a garbled mess. But want to welcome everyone here. We're going to do a little bit of a free-for-all just for fun. We had so many questions, and we have so many different people coming in, and I'm happy to take questions. I always am. Whether it's here on the podcast or whether it's via my email, you guys reaching out through the Instagram page, through the Facebook page. I don't typically handle the Instagram page or the Facebook page, and I do about half of the answers on YouTube when it's the comment section. But if it's an email, it's always me. I'm kind of a dinosaur when it comes to communication via email. But typically, if you see, I tell the guys who answer YouTube, if they answer in the we, like the royal we, it's not me. But if it's like oh yeah, I think that's awesome, or hey, that's rad, tell me more about it. If it's in first person, it's going to be me. That, or if I put my initial at the end. I try to put my initial at the end, just a K, a little hyphen K or something like that. But if that's what you guys see when I'm answering, so yeah, that's kind of what how it breaks down with me and the guys handling our social media. Just because with 500,000 readers, it's kind of hard to chew through a lot of that stuff, especially when we're doing 6 videos a week and 5 articles a week and now 2 newsletters. I was going to talk about the newsletters. For any of you guys who missed out, I think it was Friday's video. Was it Friday's? I think it was Friday's video that I recorded out in the backyard with our new stuff from Windrider. I also talked about our new newsletter. We now publish 2 newsletters a week. And the reason why we publish 2 newsletters a week is that so many people who subscribe to the YouTube channel, as I'm laptop and then my desktop computer over here. Guys who subscribe to the YouTube channel don't know that we have a website. And the website is actually the magazine. The website is really where all the effort is. That's where our focus is. That's where a lot of our articles end up going. And the video content kind of supplements the articles. So guys, if you don't already go to watercraftjournal.com, I really recommend you do. There's a lot of product reviews there that I don't do video on. There's a lot of jet ski reviews that I don't do video on. I just can't video every watercraft I get my hands on. A lot of trip reports, ride reports, locations. All of our race coverage is there. So we just have so much content. And because we produce so much content, it kind of made sense that while we did do a newsletter that recapped all 5 articles that we published during the week, I also wanted to do a newsletter that recapped all the videos that we publish every week. So for you guys who already subscribed to the newsletter, you would have gotten that. I think it was sent out yesterday morning, Saturday morning. The video newsletter should go out every Saturday morning or at least Saturday. That's the hope. Obviously, it'll happen over the weekend, but it'll definitely happen over the weekend, but it's supposed to be on Saturday. And then, of course, the regular newsletter goes out on every Friday. So anyhow, we're just trying to really keep all you guys informed. We want you to get as much content as you can. Just kind of drink from the fire hose a little bit. But for all you guys, we really want you to just get the most that you can out of the magazine until I totally burn out and I tell everyone that I'm living a Jimmy Buffett lifestyle and vanishing away to the Florida Keys. Because that's where you'll find me when I'm finally old and gray and the kids are moved out. I think I'm living on a boat. I think I might keep one car, one classic Mopar, and then I'll live on a boat. I think I'll be done. But anyhow, for the 7% of our viewership who are female, happy Mother's Day. I saw the happy birthing people's day. We're not clinically insane here, so it is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day. But hey guys, hello, welcome. Let's go over what I kind of had cooking here, and then we'll start getting into the questions. So again, you're going to see me as I'm looking at the camera, looking at the screen, and then looking back at you. And if instant messages pop up, they'll pop up over here. So I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be a windshield wiper the whole time. But I want to, I want to make sure I get a lot of people's questions. And that is kind of what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to bait the hook. Guys, just so you know, I have a giant tub. I was going to move the camera, but then I don't want to fight putting it back. I have a giant, how many gallons? 45-gallon plastic tub, storage tub here. I've pulled out half of the tub, and I'm giving away stuff for prizes. Here's the problem. I'm only shipping to the lower 48 states. It's not going to Canada, not going to Puerto Rico. I'm sorry. But since I'm paying out of pocket for this is going stateside. So if you're not stateside, let me know in your question. I'll still answer your questions. I got no problem. But when I have people email me, it's going. I'll pay for shipping on whatever I win. All right, Anthony. All right, 10-4. Because I got some big stuff. Like I got some big prizes. I got like little crap all the way to big stuff. And I'm not talking like here, I got a stack of stickers. Yeah, I mean, we're not doing stickers today. All right. Anyone who does a super chat and donates money for the super chat, you get stickers. All right. But these are going to questions. These are the prizes are going to questions that really get the conversation going. And to be honest, I don't mind going 2 hours on this one. KDH, thank you. Finally catching one. All right. Well, let's talk about what prizes I have because, quite frankly, I want to get them out of my garage. All right. Let's see here. I've got 2 of these key and wallet holders from Kawasaki. If you haven't already seen them, they've got little lanyards on them, little drawstring lanyards. These are locking, gasket sealed key holders. You can put your phone in there if you got a small phone. You can put your wallet in there. If you got like a money clip or a credit card clip, that'd go really good in here and like your car keys. I've got a couple of these. I've got a couple of these. Come on, get out. Stupid box. I've had these for a while. These Kawasaki tumblers, sport cups with a straw. I got 2 of these. All right. And depending on the difficulty, depending on the conversation itself, how engaged we get our audience, the bigger the prize. All right. Speaking of big, little stuff. I got another set of these Specs goggles. These are kind of nice, floating goggles with a neoprene elastic band. Comes with a little breathable little sock. By the way, none of this stuff I've used. This is all new, all right? Because I do have some riding gear, and I'm not giving you my old riding gear. I got new stuff here. All right, let's see here. I've got, oh, crap, that hurt. What is this? I don't even know what I got. Are these the... Oh, cool. We got some trippy fishing gators. We got a mask. If you guys want a reversible mask, it looks like Havasu on one side, and then oily water on the other side. But we got some fishing gators, got some masks. All right, we got some of that. Okay, we got some little ones. And then I got a box of more of the same pattern. Holy cow, I got a lot of these things. All right, yeah, these are the UV protected sleeves. All right, these actually, I mean, if you got like a shirt on, but you want to protect your arms, but you don't want to wear a long sleeve shirt, you can put these things on. Amphibian, okay, it's water wicking. It's nice material, but they're pretty tight at the ends so that, you know, if you fall off, it's not going to balloon up. Let me get it off. Jeez. Trying to get it off of my freaking forearms. All right. Let's put all the specs, brand stuff in one box. I'll get rid of this envelope. I'm telling you, I'm clearing out my garage. You know what? I lied. I do have one set. I got one set of things that I have worn before. And I think this will be more for any of you guys who are stand-up riders. These are Jet Tribe. They're old. I think these are 5 years old. These are Jet Tribe leg braces. I mean, they're super rigid. They don't conform well to your legs. No one's got straight legs. Like, I mean, I got skinny little white chicken legs. I don't have, like, you know, high school football coach calves. But yeah, if anyone wants these, you can select that for your prize. I really don't care. I kind of want to get rid of them. They did not review well. Let's just end it at that. I think someone asked me, what was the brand that makes jet ski covers that shall not be named? All right. Okay. Then I got three big things. All right. Number one, never been worn. This is a slippery nylon vest. It is open at the sides. Okay. It is not a closed-sided front entry. It is a front entry, but it is just the very basic. This is not the one that you want to wear every day. When I talk about super comfortable, slippery, this is not what I'm talking about. This is the very basic, like, you get your brother-in-law who's kind of a loudmouth jerk. You go, yeah, I got a life vest for you. Here, wear this one. It is Coast Guard rated. You know, it is, yeah. Adult. This is adult super large. Here. You think I'm joking? I did not know this was an actual size indication. No wonder I never wore this thing. I'm not super large. Literally says super large. So maybe that obnoxious brother-in-law is a big fat guy. Have him wear this one. But anyone who wants the super large, you can select that for your prize. Now I've got, oh yeah, never worn Hobie Sports. It's pronounced Hobie. Riding pants that also unzip and become shorts. They do, you know, they do collect at the ankle. I got out of the habit of wearing riding pants because I started wearing riding pants when I was racing, and then the harder I pushed myself, the more I flew off because I was pushing myself. And I realized riding pants will drown you. These are, I mean, these aren't as heavy as other guys. These are very nice. It's neoprene, and then this is a very nice vinyl. This is a heavier backed vinyl back here, but the belt line around the pants are neoprene, and it is a nice aerated mesh on the inside. So this is one of our top 3 grand prizes, big prizes, one being the vest, the other being the pants, and the last, as I roll my chair over it. Sorry, guys. Got an SBT neoprene tour coat. All right. Big old neoprene tour coat from SBT. Almost, almost no different than what you get with a normal tour coat. Neoprene, drawstring hood, big zipper. This is not a rubberized zipper like you would get from HydroTurf. But it is a double zipper with a drawstring at the bottom. So you get that. Zippered pockets on the side. This is the big daddy. This is the top tier prize. So there are your prizes, guys. That was my best Vanna White. So hopefully, I don't think I missed anyone. No, I didn't miss anyone. All right. We got another super chat. Thank you very much, Brad. Looking to trailer a long distance. What do we need to know when prepping the trailer for a trip? Good question. I always think the little wheels and tires won't handle the trip. That Miami to Bimini trip calls. Well, okay. So when it comes to trailer prep, obviously you want to know what your tires are rated for. It's not so much just, the wear on your tires or even the diameter. You can run a 10-inch, 10-inch rim. You can run a 12-inch. I have 12-inch rims on mine. It's the weight rating on your tires. And believe it or not, there's jet boat racers who use golf cart wheels, but they're using a really high weight rated tire, and then those trailers have like 6 of them on there. So depending on how many skis you're towing, and believe it or not, I hate saying it because it makes you sound super cheap, but I go to Walmart and I'll go to the tire center at Walmart and I'll look at 12-inch rims, and I'll look at their I have rims, excuse me. I'll look at their 12-inch tires, and I found 12-inch tires that are rated for 800 pounds each. Well, 2 of those, 1,600 pounds, and I've only got 1 ski on the trailer. Dude, I'm golden. I'm in. So that's number 1 is your tires. Number 2 is pull your wheels off. Take a really good look at your hubs. All right, grease your hubs. If you have bearing buddies, pack the bearings as best as you can. Sit there and put a grease gun on there and just start pumping. That's really, you can pull your hubs off and you can see if there's play in them. Sit there and grab your wheel, get it in the air, and go like this and go like that. See if there's play in it. If it's pretty tight and it's not moving more than probably a 16th of an inch is still a lot in my book. Like a 32nd. But yeah, I would check the play in your bearings. I would make sure your bearings are absolutely packed. I would look inside and make sure that you're not seeing any bluing, metal discoloring on your wheel bearings. Definitely check your tires and bring 1 more spare than you think is necessary. I'm not joking. Bring not just an extra spare, bring 1 more spare than you think is necessary. to the point that you question your sanity, because Murphy's Law has been known to strike. So that and of course check your trailer lights. Some states are sticklers, other states are not. Tennessee could give a rat's ass how good your trailer is. The state of Tennessee, they're like, dude, you know what? I don't care what you got, just as long as it doesn't cause a traffic jam. Other states, super anal. So definitely, yeah. Wheels and tires. Check your lugs. Check your bearings. I always put a lock on my tongues. I always put a tongue lock on. Many states are coming down really hard on trailer chains. You cross your chains. Got to make sure you do that. And then check your lights. Hopefully that should get you by. That's pretty good. And if you've gotten your wheels and tires at Walmart, you can't throw a rock without hitting a Walmart on your travel down to Florida. So you should be in good shape when it comes to finding a Walmart, you know, God forbid if you need one. So I've had to stop in rural Georgia and go grab a tire. So, all right, we got another super chat from Mark C. If you were to choose one ski from Yamaha and one for Sea-Doo for fun factor, what would they be? Well, you say fun factor, and what I deem as being really fun might not be the same as yours, but I will tell you, EXR for Yamaha. I smiles per hour, EXR is just dumb fun. Now, the problem is that I have a family. I've got a wife and I got 3 kids, and they all want to go for a ride. So if I had 2 runabouts, an EXR still wouldn't be a very good option. Personal favorite from Yamaha, besides an EXR, is the FX SVHO, not the Cruiser, because I don't want to pay extra for the Cruiser seat. And they all come with cruise control. And I love the hull, and I love the glove box and the steering position of the FX SVHO. So for my personal needs, being a father of 3, family of 5, I'd get an FX SVHO. Because I could, at 40 miles an hour, I'm not pushing any boost. There's literally such negligible positive atmosphere that my fuel mileage is effectively the same as an HO. Now for Sea-Doo, I got to give it back to the GTI SE170. The GTI SE170 still remains one of my personal favorites from the entire Sea-Doo lineup. If the GTR had sportier colors, I might consider the GTR 230 because I really like the GTR 230. But the GTI SE170 has been just a winner across the board. So I really got to give it. I really got to give it to them. All right. Oh, I just put new batteries in this stupid wakey Bluetooth mouse. All right. Let's go back up. Brad, I like Brad and Mark. I almost want to already give you a prize because you got the conversation rolling already. All right, Mark, Brad was first. Brad, let's find a prize for Brad. Brad, what kind of ski you got? You got a Yamaha, a Cowie, or a Sea-Doo, or a Honda, or a Tiger Shark? Let me know. And then Mark C. Mark, that was a good question. Let's get you a prize too. I want to get rid of these things. Mark, let's get Mark a prize, and let's get. Oh, I forgot something. I forgot a prize. Guys, I forgot a prize. I've got a set. It's for one side of bumper guards. All right, for if you're gonna pull up to the dock for lunch and you're gonna keep your ski there, these guys have a little strap, and you tie the strap up to your handlebars, and you hook this metal hook. It's got a cover on it. Let me show you it's got a nice cover, but it hooks underneath your bond rail, and then you cinch it up, and it tucks up nice. Let's see here. Brad, I think Mark is Canadian because that was $7 in Canadian from Mark. But Brad, if you're in the US, do you want these guys? Let me know. Let me know what your prize is. Guys, oh hey. You're not going to get a grand prize. The grand prize I'll announce. That one's going to be killer. But yeah, let's get Mark C. I live in Canada, so no go, but thanks. Sorry, man. All right. Yeah, Brad Ryman. All right, Brad's riding a GP 1800 SVHO. Brand new. Okay. So let's talk, Brad. Let's see. What can I get you? Brad, do you want those bumper guards? I want to send you those bumper guards. You want those? They're yours if you want them. Otherwise, you got to pick another prize. All right, we got another super chat from PC. Any updates on the 2021 VX GP unit kill switch is not working? Heard above about Yamaha acknowledging it. Any solutions? Also, thanks for being the man when it comes to PWCs. Learned a lot from these videos. PC. Okay, guys, I want you to listen to this because I had a guy argue with me. He was really mad. When a manufacturer acknowledges a problem, Sea-Doo acknowledged IDF, Yamaha is acknowledging the kill switch, okay? When they make that announcement, that means they've already have started work on it. That means that the parts are done, the fix is done, and that they've already fixed it at the plant and they've made the change at the plant, and now they're reaching out to everyone out in the wild who's got this part or got this vehicle. So PC, by the time you see that announcement, it's already updated. It's already fixed. That means that you need to schedule a time period with your service department and have them fix it for you. So when Sea-Doo put out that press release saying, hey, listen, we acknowledge there's an issue with the IDF. This is what was happening. This is the repair that we've made. That means that they're already doing it. Okay. It's the same thing that this was told me years ago, was that when the Air Force publicly reveals, all right, Brad. Okay, Brad wants the bumpers. Brad, email me at kevin.shaw@shawgroupmedia.com. Once again, that's kevin.shaw@shawgroupmedia.com. Okay. What I was told this years ago was that, like, when the Air Force reveals that they've got a brand new plane, that means that it's already outdated, that they've already got something else in the works or something else that we don't know about. So when a manufacturer, and the same sort of goes for these sort of recall things, is that when they put out the service request, that means that the changes have already been put into action. They've already tested it. They are satisfied with the fix. And now they're going, okay, folks, we're ready to fix this. We're ready to address it. Okay. So yes, you got the request, PC. KDH asks, following up on the trailer topic, is there a trailer manufacturer that you would stay away from? Not really. The problem is that I don't like, and I know it's sexy because it's so weird, but I don't like the 2-into-1 trailers. We did an article on just talking about one like 6 years ago, and it's these twin single bunk aluminum trailers that latch together and become a single two-place, or they become a two-place trailer. I talked to a couple guys who had them, and then I went and saw one in person, and they rattle like a box full of bones. I mean, they really, really rattle. And rattle means loose, and loose means sloppy, and sloppy things break. So I know people are like, well, sometimes sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I want a single place trailer, sometimes I need a double. I get it. I get the utility of it. But for any sort of prolonged use, I would really steer away from those things. And I know the guys in Florida who are making them aren't around anymore. And I think there's some that are either in Canada or in Maryland. I don't know. You guys might have to correct me on that one. But I'm on the fence when it comes. I'm not so much on the fence as I am like really leery of those 2-into-1 trailers. All right, let's see here. Let's roll our boat back up to the top here because I've been blowing over a lot of questions here. All right, Tara writes, when will Riva bring out intercoolers for Sea-Doo with blow-off valve connected to intercooler instead of on the hose? It looks much neater. I don't know. I know that their Riva, this is their third iteration of their intercooler. And if you go back and you watch the Q&A session that I did with Jerry Gaddis, we talk about the Riva versus Fizzle intercoolers. And the big question that they had was, obviously which one's better, which one should I get? And Jerry obviously knows that the insides of these a lot better than I do, but he's like, internally, we're not seeing much of a difference. He said for the longest time, Fizzle had Riva just beat, but the third iteration of the intercooler from Riva is pretty cherry pie, is pretty good. So he gave it his stamp of approval. I know that other guys are putting the blow-off valve in the intercooler. My understanding, and this is why you don't see blow-off valves in automotive applications on the intercooler typically, is you want to scrub that boost pretty early on. Excuse me. And in scrubbing that boost that much further forward than the intercooler is saving a lot of the stress off of the intercooler. I'm not going to say it's scientifically proven, but I know there's a lot of really smart people out there operating, dyno cells, and they're pretty dialed when it comes to where you need to scrub the boost. And that setup is automotive. That setup is not just Riva going, oh, this looks nice. They took a page. I mean, because they're working with Wilson manifolds, and for anyone in the automotive and in jet boat and race boat markets or industries, you'll know Wilson's not a bunch of dingbats. These guys are really, really bright. And Riva, I make the joke that it's like, I might not have all the answers, but I know the right people to call. Riva is working with a lot of the right people. So basically they just pay those guys to make them a product. They paint it black and put the Riva logo on it and out the door. But yeah, that's a good question, Tara. I just don't have like a super definitive answer for it. Tara continues. The Windrider Pro all-weather rain jacket is friggin' amazing. It is. It's one of my favorites. Super versatile. Really, really, I really can't speak highly enough. So Tara, yeah, you're exactly right on that one. Jonathan writes, Is there a TSB on the RX TX or PX on fuel pump? Seen a few now that have done stage 1 and stage 1 plus and running lean, which makes me think fuel pumps will be the next weak link after the carbon seal. Well, here's the problem is that the fuel pump hasn't changed since 16. So I can't tell you that there'd be any sort of alert on that. My question, yeah, there's a lot of factors on that one, Jonathan. There's a lot of factors on that. But my understanding is that the fuel pump has not changed. Oh, no. Fuel pump was changed with the 18.5 gallon tank. The pickup and the pump. My understanding, yes, the pickup and the pump were different. So that would be 2020. Here's the thing, though. And I hate to say it like this, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, is Sea-Doo's not responsible for having a fuel pump that will meet the demands of a stage 1 plus or a stage 2. Their fuel pump satisfies stock application. So on paper, they could be really satisfied with that. I know that's not the answer we want to hear, but in today's day and time where getting parts is tough, they might just be sticking with their fuel pump. Good question. All right. Some people have been asking me, well, what PWC does a land shark? Oh, bloody hell. Okay. You're a kook. All right. Yes, Stoney. Got a warranty letter from Yamaha regarding my shutoff switch. Said the malfunction may allow water to seep inside a sensor, causing it to corrode. It looks like 2020 when VXs and GPs are impacted. Yes. Yeah. It's a non-marinized sensor that's in the, because everything gets wet. Everything gets wet on a jet ski. And it was just a non-marinized sensor that's inside of the redesigned handlebar pod. And so when you pull the lanyard off, it's supposed to be a kill switch. And if you've done if you're in a really humid area or it's started to corrode, that sensor might not cut off the signal. Most people, I mean, obviously no one plans on falling off their jet ski. No one plans on an accident. I understand that. And that's when you'll pull your lanyard is when you fall off and have an accident. Otherwise, most people just hit the off button and you're good. So definitely take it into, I know I addressed it with, I think PC was the other guy who asked about it. Contact your service department, not your front office, not your sales floor, not even your parts counter. Contact your service department. Say, listen, I've gotten my alert. We need to schedule a time to have my kill switch replaced. Sir, I don't know what you're talking about. Say, I have the piece of paper here, or I got the email. I can print it out for you. You need to contact Yamaha. You will be reimbursed for your time, which dealers, when it's a recall, when it's a service request, dealers are reimbursed by Yamaha. You don't pay it. It's not coming out of your pocket. You're fine. But that's when you contact them, and they'll schedule a time. You bring your ski in. Your ski should not be there for more than half a day. All right. It should be a 2-hour job, but don't quote me on that one. All right. Let's see here. If I give a super chat, what if I give a super chat to pay for shipping? Jason, you've asked so many questions. I think you don't have any new questions to ask. So I'd be surprised. Just teasing. All right. Finally able to tune in. Let's see here. We don't use masks in Texas. We don't have a mask mandate in Tennessee either, so that's why I'm not using them. All right. Eric writes, just letting everyone know, with a Yamaha FX with the Echo X Gear speakers, some marinas just got in the underseat subwoofers, got mine installed, and they definitely make your music sound way better. Oh, the drop-in one that replaces the back storage tub in the back. I actually heard some people are really happy with them. So that's good news. That's good. Do you see any other manufacturers getting into the PWC game? Not anymore. Not for a long time, buddy. If November went differently, Polaris and Honda. Polaris. I knew for a fact. Honda less so, even though Honda had actually been shopping around 2 prototypes, but Polaris for sure. But Polaris isn't doing it anymore. Not with the economy the way it is, not with the parts situation as it is, not with the job market the way it is. They understand right now is not a good time to introduce a gas-burning jet ski. So they're not coming in. Bad news. But we get the economy we vote for. All right. In case you get in a kickboxing match in the water. I presume you're talking about those shin guards. All right. Just did two Sea-Doo RX-TX 300 fuel tank swaps to the Fish Pro tank. Thanks for the article on the swap. Sure made it simple. Honestly, you really got to thank the guys from New Jersey. You got to thank Jason for helping us out with that one. Yeah, that was a good story. That worked out really good. All right. We got Brad's question. Let's see. Anthony writes. Oh, no, that's not a question for me. Let's see here. Mark, does anything happen to your engine if you get seawater in the fuel tank when refueling on water? Ooh. Saltwater and 4-stroke engines no likey each other. That's bad. Like, how much salt water? It's still bad, but it's still bad. You got to pump your tank dry, fill it up with fresh gas, and then run probably stable, which is a fuel additive, a stabilizer, or an octane additive that, like a Berryman's B12 would be really good. A can of Berryman's B12 or Lucas Oil engine treatment, which is effectively the same thing as the Berryman's, just a little more expensive. All right. Billy Duplessis. Here's Billy. Hey, Billy, I need a Bayou ride. And I want to do something like in the Panhandle. I don't want to go to Morgan City. What kind of ride can we plan? I want to bring that RXPX down. Let's plan a ride, dude. I'm serious. And everyone here can join us if they want. I mean, it'd be a zoo, but let's plan a freaking Bayou ride in the Panhandle, like through the mangroves or something. I want to do a Panhandle ride. Okay. Jonathan comes back. Oh, no, I answered Jonathan's question. All right. Jeffrey Pasco writes, I have a 2000 GP 1200R, stock engine, carbs jetted, opened up the exhaust, new water intake gate, and bigger plate. What's the best size prop to get? Ah, crap. Oh, guy, I want you to call SCAT Track. Oh, I want you to call SCAT Track. I ran a SCAT prop in my GP 1200. I had a 97 GP 1200 with Protec carbs and a Protec pipe, MSD ignition. That was a fun ski. I did the Catalina on that one. All right. Let's see here. Yamaha has new switches. They say this month. Huh. If they said they're waiting on parts, it's literally just because they're waiting on parts. But that means that anything manufactured has the new update on it. Okay. King Akula writes, I have 3 hours now on my 2021 GTX Limited. No IDF issues yet. Does this mean I'm probably okay? When did you pick it up? That's a good question. If you picked it up recently, you'll be fine. If you picked it up 6 months ago or 5 months ago, be aware. All right. PC followed up. Right on. Thanks for the heads up and advice. We'll follow up with the service center. Picking up my VX in Green Lake, Wisconsin this month. PC, you're getting a prize, buddy. You deserve a prize. What am I giving you? PC, what's your prize? Crap. Oh, Jason. Yeah, let me get your question for. Okay. I'm sending these. Those have already been called. Okay. PC, what do you want? I got prizes, buddy. You know what, PC? Do you want one of our 3 grand prizes? I just want to get rid of this stuff. I'm not being picky, but yeah. You want a tour coat or some riding pants or a fat guy vest? Let me know. You get to pick one of the 3 because that was a good question, and you gave me a super chat. So now I'm really stoked. All right. Okay. So okay. Okay. Wow. We got a lot of questions here. Okay. Crap. I skipped way ahead. All right. When testing my ski for a leak and putting fresh water in hull, how high should I fill it? Do not. Oh, guy. Please do not fill up the inside of your ski with water. Please don't. I'm begging you. I know guys are like, oh, you fill it up and then you look for leaks. You shouldn't have to have. I don't even want to say put water in the hull because someone's going to fill it up 1.5 feet. And then they're going to be like, Kevin told me to fill it up with water. I know you're looking for leaks. I know. I personally would rather have you lower your ski on a trailer into the water and then just see if it leaks inside. And I know the guys are like, but if you fill it up and then you get underneath, you can see where it's leaking out of. I get that. But you don't want the water inside of your hull. You don't want it collecting around your battery tray. You don't want it collecting underneath your engine. You just don't want water in the hull. I hate that. I do. I get the logic. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but emotionally, I hate the idea of putting a hose inside your ski and filling up with water. I hate that. All right. In your personal opinion, what's the best tune for the Cowie 310? K-Speed or Riva? 310 K-Speed. Wow, K-Speed. Wow, K-Speed. Because K-Speed is actively in the trenches. Cowie's tune is years old. All right. And they're not really touching it, and they're not getting the response out of it. Jamie Eade and the guys at K-Speed are actively beating on Cowies. And they're geared up because they're the #1 Cowie dealer in Australia. And Kawasaki's really interested in owning Australia. So they're kind of using Jamie as like the tip of the spear. So some of the stuff that Jamie's coming out with might eventually end up on factory stuff. I'm just going to leave it at that. Hopefully that tickles you a little bit. All right. I'd avoid a painted trailer if you dunk in salt water regularly. Yeah. My biggest default is aluminum. If you can afford an aluminum trailer, get an aluminum trailer. If you go galvanized, go galvanized. Painted is the last option. All right. I know I skipped a question from... Okay. Let's see here. Do you have any recommendations on a custom trailer maker? Looking for dual axles, double. You don't need a custom trailer maker. Triton has a double axle. Sea-Doo's got a double axle. Their Move trailer, they have a double axle. It's nice. Caravan's got a double. Just go to the big guys. You don't need custom. I mean, dude, you don't need to be some big baller. I mean, if you're one of these guys putting 32-inch rims on your freaking trailer, you don't want my opinion. All right. That's money you could spend elsewhere. All right. Is the Riva tune worth it for a GP 1800 HO? I leave your HO alone. Put some handling stuff on it. You know, cold air intake, sponsons, ribbon delete. It'd be a little peppier acceleration-wise, but it's an HO. You're not going to go 80. If you went balls out, you could have a 80-mile-an-hour HO. I've been with guys with 75, 80-mile-an-hour HO. They're gnarly. But you're kind of working with a deficit. All right. Okay. Jack asks, I just got a lake house with a new 21 Yamaha. I'm debating to go floating dock or a lift. If you can afford a lift, do lift. Dude. If you can do a lift, do a lift. If you got the coin to do it, do it. Otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, get a dock or a floating dock. If you're going to get a floating dock, I recommend the rubberized caster wheel ones instead of the big nylon rollers, only because I've seen more of those nylon, those kind of semi-clear, those opaque nylon rollers. I've seen them crack and split, and then they rip up. The casters, I haven't seen a lot of those casters fail. They're a little sturdier. All right, Jason Golf asks. Golf? All right. Is all-wheel drive a safe bet for launching a ski? Don't want to be qualified. Trying to learn as much as possible. Don't want a pickup, crossover size. Any recommendations? Dude, all-wheel drive is great. What, like a Subaru? I mean, my wife's Durango's all-wheel drive. I've launched skis in some swampy launch ramps. Dorian's in Morgan City. Billy's here. Billy knows Dorian's. Dude, Dorian's looks like a swamp monster. I mean, ugh. And my wife's Durango, which weighs, is more than my Dodge Ram. All-wheel drive Durango, whoop, pulled it right up. Yeah, all-wheel drive's great. Dude, if you can do all-wheel drive, do it. I mean, I'm not talking like a Subaru WRX STI where you're like ringing on the freaking gears. That'd be kind of cool though, but yeah. All-wheel drive. Do it. What's up, Mark? I'm with Suggs. K-Speed seems to be the way in regards to tune when it comes to the Cowies. Billy, I've seen some of the dyno charts, and I've seen some of the stuff that they don't want published from K-Speed. Those dudes are mad scientists, and they are in love with Cowie. The stuff they're coming out with is legit. All right. Jason writes, have you heard Yamaha is having clutch failure on the new more teeth GP? Oh, bloody hell. Brian Baldwin blows his crap up more than Jeff Lutz at Drag Week. And I know Jeff just had an accident. I am sincerely praying that he makes it through. He got really hurt at a no prep drag race. Baldwin grenaded his freaking ski. Baldwin is the same guy who took a 35-minute broke-in Yamaha FX SVHO and tuned the hell out of it, leaned it all the hell out, went to Mark Hahn on the coldest year they ever had, where the water was 38 degrees, and he windowed that engine. And what did he do? He went on to Facebook and he says, these engines are crap. So here's the other half of it. Jerry hasn't hurt one, and Jerry and his son Greg are doing a lot of testing. The guys at Broward haven't hurt any, and the guys at Riva, the R&D test center at Riva, haven't hurt one. Brian is the first public gripe session that I've heard about the clutch going kaboom. So I need to see more failures than just Brian Baldwin grenading his crap all over the lake. All right. Brian ain't happy unless he's blowing something up. All right. I want an underwater dock. Okay, land shark is a kook. All right. How, when, where did Riva get started in PWC performance modifications, etc.? Scoob, I have a amazing story published. We did a full bio on Riva on the Watercraft Journal. Just type in Riva Racing history, Riva Racing 1991, and it'll that's when they started, was 91. But I'm not going to dump all that stuff off here. You need to go to the magazine and read that article. All right. Tony writes, hey, Kevin, not a question, just saying the long hauler is working great. Thank you. Hey, Tony, thank you very much. Guys, I'm going to take a second. I want to talk about the long hauler kit. For anyone with a Cowie, a Yamaha, or a pre-2012 Sea-Doo, we spent all of last year developing a 13.5-gallon self-feeding auxiliary fuel tank system for your personal watercraft. It does not void your warranty. It does not require any permanent drilling or modifications to run this tank system. All right. It comes with its own stainless steel, then black powder coated rack that mounts onto your ski with a stainless turnbuckle and with stainless motorcycle straps and ratchet straps. It automatically siphons into your gas tank. Does not require any plumbing because it works off of the mechanical vacuum inside of your factory gas tank. It simply sucks like a long straw out of the back tank, and it'll hold. The gas tank says 12 gallons. I've squeaked in 13.7 gallons of gas in that thing, just getting the air out of it and shaking it and, burping it. All right. 13.5 gallons of fuel on the back of your ski and 18 gallons up front, or 18.5 gallons, or if you've got a Cowie, 20.5 gallons. Dude, you'll ride all day long. That tank system, we cut $50 off of it. We got them lined up and ready to go. If you are interested, I put the hyperlink for the auxiliary fuel system kit at the top of the chats. So scroll up and you can click the hyperlink, or you can just go to watercraftjournal.com/shop and it'll take you to the auxiliary fuel system kit. Check it out. It's legit. And thank you, Tony. Tony was one of our first customers. He takes his kids out on it. He loves it. He's been sending me pictures. It's a winner. Like, I'm really proud of it. All right. Anthony writes, so any news on a Spark Trix X? It would not be a Trix X. It would be a Spark X. And no news. Sorry. Yeah, we'd all love a Spark with more power. I'm thinking like a $130, because that would be the turbo kit off of the Ski-Doo. Kevin, I went to the lake Saturday. This is Landshark. And you wouldn't believe how many people don't know how to launch, recover a PWC or boat. It was almost funny. There are YouTube channels dedicated to just watching boat ramp failures, and it's depressing. And I'll tell you why it's depressing, because every single one of those persons has a driver's license, and every single one of those persons votes. Moving on. Is Sea-Doo RS model international model? Whoop, I skipped ahead. Yes. Is the RS model international model? My friend in Asia bought 2 RX PXs, and they all say RS. Yes. The RS is the international tune. Now, Jerry, we catch all sorts of flack. Jerry and I and Sea-Doo, we get screamed at all the time. They're uncorked, dude. There's no limiter. They're limited. They're limited. They are. It's just not that. It's like 72, and then it bounces right back down. They're limited, but RS is the international model, because your friend in the Philippines or Asia does not have to contend with the United States Coast Guard. So, yes, if you see any Sea-Doo with RS at the end, that is an international model. That is not a U.S. model. Canada, U.S. All right. Let's see here. Billy, anytime, Kevin, just let me know what month, day, or weekend. This month. This month, during the weekend. I can't do it Wednesday. June, I'm coming to Mudbug, and then the end of June, I'm going to be in Texas to pick up my charger from Painless Wiring. So, dude, the last couple weeks of May, let's do it. Do it to it. Let's do it. All right. Please hit the like button, as it makes the show better. It does. Thank you very much. Brad writes, hi, Kevin. Was curious what your thoughts are on Sea-Doo's closed-loop cooling system. Why haven't other manufacturers tried this system? Brad, you're getting a prize. What kind of prize you want, Brad? You want a face gator? I got a lot of gators. Gators. I got gators. I got Specs goggles. You want Specs goggles? I like your question. Okay. So, yes, PC, you're going to get... Now, I'm going to give you the jacket. PC gets the jacket. All right, jacket's been claimed. Goes over there. I didn't sweep the floor either, so there's probably dog hair on it. But, all right, let's go back to Brad's question. Brad, okay, closed-loop systems. Okay, so... the neat thing about a closed-loop system is that the closed-loop system can kind of regulate engine temperature better than an open-loop system. I'll tell you pluses and minuses for both. With a closed-loop system, they have a pretty consistent engine operating temperature. So the ECU is not being thrown any curveballs. It's not being shocked with a cold patch or, the cold side of an island, or if you're out in the ocean, holy cow. That, and you're effectively never going to run the engine dry. A lot of guys who race or ride heavy in the surf and they're wringing it out, suddenly they're purging all the air out of the system. And here's the other thing, is that engine cooling circuits can get air pockets. Yamahas and Cowies can get air pockets. The other half of it is that it's saving Rotax some issues with marine treatments. They're not having to marine treat as much because the coolant isn't salt water. So the engine coolant stays a pretty uniform temperature. It's not full of contaminants. There's no air pockets because it's a closed system and it's got a purge, and there's no, pockets of air in a weird corner or something like that. You don't have to burp it. But the other half of it is that closed loop system, you're not changing your ride plate. And that has hindered a lot of aftermarket manufacturers when it comes to, man, this ski needs a ride plate. We can make these changes if we just could put a ride plate on it. And they can't. And the other thing is that you're kind of at the mercy of how well of a heat extractor that Sea-Doo closed loop ride plate is, because the circuit actually goes through the ride plate, runs through the ride plate, and it lets the ambient water extract the heat out of the ride plate. So like literally you could put your hand, if you could physically do it, put your hand underneath and touch the ride plate while you're riding, it'd be warm. In theory. I see the benefit of the closed loop system. I see the cost savings of the closed loop system. I see the engine longevity benefits of a closed loop system. So I wouldn't modify your Sea-Doo into an open loop system. Because for what purpose? You're trying to get colder outside ocean water pumping through the engine? Okay, that's great. Here's a question. Has the cooling circuits inside of that Rotax engine been marinized? Has it been treated for anti-corrosive saltwater treatment? No, it hasn't. A lot of guys don't think about that. They just don't consider it. Salt away, yeah, you can run salt away through through that. Okay, fine. But your Cowie and your Sea-Doo has been treated. The inside of that engine has been treated. It's a baking process. So that's really my biggest concern, is corrosion and longevity. We want to keep you on the water as long as possible. Does that make sense? So, Brad, good question. If you want them, these goggles are yours. Otherwise, you're getting Face Gator or something else from Specs, because I got them. All right. GarageBound, there he comes with Super Chat. Thank you, Mike. Good to see you again. Did you make it back from Havasu? How was your trip to Parker? All right. Anthony writes, I was reading in an unnamed brand's internal community, one of the PWC brands is apparently not delivering up to 30% of its machine they promised. Not delayed, just flat out canceling the orders. Yeah, Yamaha is promising its dealers that they're going to deliver on the number of units promised to the dealers. The dealers may, in fourth quarter, which is typically September, October. In the beginning of fourth quarter, dealers have their dealer meeting. They sit down with their regional rep and they say, I want to buy 50 units for 2021. And they go, okay, Kevin, we're going to write you down for 50 units. Okay, great. So then everything happens this year, and there's all these delays, and there's all this crap happening. Yamaha's pulling their hair out in clumps. Every guy there, dude, I'm not even emailing them right now because they're so stressed out. I really am not. They're downing. Those guys are like downing Tums and Metamucil. They all have ulcers. They're all having panic attacks. They're in a bad way. All right, they're not like ha 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 ha. We're getting away with murder. They're not twisting their mustaches and thinking there's nothing nefarious. They're having panic attacks right now. No one's happy. To my understanding, they have not reneged with their regional reps and their dealers for promised units. That is my understanding. Let's move this. Camera was not focusing. Okay. So Sea-Doo has not killed their numbers at all. Cowie's done. They've made all their units. Yamaha has not. It has not gotten to me that they're going, yeah, screw 30% of them. We're just not going to do it. I haven't seen that. So I can't speak on that one. All right. Mark writes, any new features on 2022 FX series, e.g. or example, side pod speakers, USB port in glove box, new deck design. Deck design will stay the same, but they are getting the speaker pods and very likely getting the brain fart. Wow. They're getting the sockets in the glove box. So yeah, everything, all the bells and whistles you see on the VXs are going to show up on the FXs next year. Kind of a no-brainer. All right. Best mod you can do for any ski, regardless of year or manufacturer. Sponsons. I'm a big believer in traction, and I'm a big believer in steering response. You need steering response if you're going to be a hot dog on a supercharged ski going around buoys. You need steering response if you're trying to evade an accident. You need steering response in rough water and in navigating, any sort of water conditions. And a really good set of sponsons are going to do it. Riva right now makes the best sponsons. And I've seen the science behind it. Like they do like CAD, like hydrodynamic CAD. What would you call that? Simulations. They run a hydrodynamic simulation through the sponsons. That's the only. No one else is doing that. All right. Do you believe in Riva's forward intake? Suppose just to have a 4-inch silicone 90-degree off the supercharger. Wouldn't any lower intake temps from the front be negated? Oh, okay. You're talking about the cold air. You're talking about the cold air kit. Well, what Riva is doing and the purpose of why they're doing this is, I see what you're saying. I've seen guys who run a little Canaflex hose with a 90-degree with a big conical Canon filter on it. I need a drink. I'm dry. Talking for an hour and 15 minutes. That's a good question. In fact, Keith, you're getting something. Keith, I like technical questions. You're getting a grand prize, Keith. Where are you in the U.S.? Keith, if you're in the U.S., your choices are the slippery vest or the Hobie ride pants. Unless you want one of the smaller prizes that we showed you at the beginning. Let me know. Okay. I like technical questions like this. Okay, so here's what's going on. The Canaflex hose with the conical filter is getting where is that filter? It's in between the engine block and the exhaust manifold. What kind of air circulation you got going on in your engine compartment? It's pretty sealed, right? I mean, it's not sealed, but it's pretty sealed. That is effectively the hottest place in the engine compartment, is between the engine and the exhaust. So you're kind of in between a rock and a hard place. The reason why the air box is up high underneath the steering and above the gas tank is gas typically, the gas tank isn't very hot. Okay. Number two, that is where all of the breathing tubes that come in, I mean, almost every single model, they're coming in at that point. All right. They're coming in at the highest point in the deck. So that's where the factory airbox is. Riva wants to use as much of the factory mounting hardware as possible. And they're also putting the air inlet where the factory would have it, which is also right underneath all of those Canaflex hoses feeding into. Just stick your head in there and look. You'll see all the hoses coming in, and that's all your fresh air. Well, where do you want the engine breathing? You want it all you want as much cool, dense air as possible. So that's the science behind them. That's the logic in having that big long intake tube, a hole, and put a freaking velocity stack coming out of the back seat. Then God bless you. Have fun. But if you're trying to keep your ski pretty stock, that's the way to go. All right. But Keith, good question. If you're stateside, let me know what prize you want, and I will let you have it. Let's see here. Let's talk about how far performance mods have come since triple pipe GPR Ultra. Oh, dude, that's a whole other hour. That's a big old thing. All right. When sealing up transom and intake grate, do I use 3M, 42, or 52? Sealing up the transom and intake grate. Oh, well, first you want to use the pump seal kit. I mean, are you talking just black silicone? Because you can just black silicone the thing. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a fast curing marine. The problem is 5200, you'll never get that intake grate off. You're going to take a pry bar to yank that thing off. So the 4200 will work. I would put Loctite on all your hardware, though. Blue Loctite on all your hardware. Okay. Robert Johnson writes, very glad that I found your channel. Thank you for a great job. A whole bunch of stuff to be learned here. Can't wait to purchase my jet skis and hit the water. Well, welcome, Robert. I'm glad that we can be of some help. All right. In honor of Mother's Day, how do we get more moms piloting skis? That's a good question. I mean, again, like our viewer audience is less than 10% female. It's predominantly male. Get the kids involved. If it's a family toy, mom will be more involved. You know, more playtime. You know, it's a family thing. It's, you know, have mom towing the raft around on the back of the ski. Thankfully, you have so many things like learning keys and eco mode and learning mode that she doesn't have to be intimidated by 310 horsepower, you know, or 300 horse or whatever. It's not just dad's toy. It can be the family toy. The colors are, you know, I mean, purple, pink, you know, a lot of these colors, bright yellow. I mean, a lot of, you know, there's not a lot of women who are like, I want all black with smoked out gray. You know, I want it to look like Darth Vader. Okay, some do. I'm not going to say they don't. But other ones like, I like purple. That purple is good looking. I like that purple. You know, or the Wake Pros. The Wake Pros are bright green or they're bright, you know, all these neat neon colors. That's more, that appeals a lot more to women. So those bright colors and the functionality and making it a family toy would really work to help kind of make it a family, a family day, a family toy. If that makes sense. Okay. Oh, shoot. I skipped ahead again. This stinking thing. Oh, Walter, we got thank you for the super chat. Fantastic. Jason Bourne, we got another super chat. Guys, thank you. PC, another one. But bonus Dustin dog hair. I'll take it. Sincere thank you. You're getting a sticker with you're getting a sticker with that. There, I'm throwing a sticker in too. You guys are killing me. All right. Shoot. All right, let's get back to King of Kula. All right, bought my GTX Limited the day it arrived at the dealer 3 weeks ago. You're good. 3 weeks ago, you're good. You're good. You're good. It's been checked. All they have to do is put an oil pressure sensor on it, and they run it, and they just check the oil pressure. You're good. I think you're dialed. King, you're aces. I think you're all right. Hey, King, if you want, I got some UV protective stuff. You can pick if you want the gasoline one, if you want like the Miami Beach palm tree sunset one. We can, if you want, I got gaiters, I got arm thingies, I got like lizard skin. If you want that, you can do that. I mean, if you're in Florida, you like gators. What's this one? What's this? A headband? I'm wearing this. There you go. Cobra Kai for life. Or give me a vato. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Give me a second. This will be fun. I keep saying I'm from Long Beach, California. I should show my roots. There you go. We're going to do the show like this now. Get it really low over my brow so I can't see. There we go. Cool. Is this cultural appropriation? All right. YouTube's going to cancel me. I can't do this. You're getting in trouble. I said I didn't wear this stuff, but I keep putting the junk on. It's pretty funny. All right. If you want a Cholo headband, you can have it. All right. More questions. Charles writes, funny you talk about Brian blowing stuff up. I ride with him every Wednesday, and all I can say is Brian Baldwin is in a sandbox is a safe with. Oh my gosh. That was funny. Charles, that was fun. Fun, dude. Dude, yeah, Brian's good people, but holy crap. Oh my gosh. I needed this. This is funny. Tom Green. Kevin, it's not exactly PWC, but can you share any info on Sea-Doo making pontoon boats? Sea-Doo's not making pontoon boats. BRP bought a pontoon boat maker, and they're kind of running autonomously. They're just running. I know they're not running Evinrude's because Evinrude is dead now, but shoot. I don't know the name of the pontoon boat maker. I should. Yeah, I don't know the name of the pontoon boat maker, Tom. I'm sorry. I can't help you on that one. I apologize. All right. Yeah, Baldwin forgot to mention he was riding in 4 to 6 foot chop. Yeah, like this. I mean, the guy just wraps duct tape around his hand. All right. Let's see. Question on gas rack. What size is the tube so I can add fishing pole holders. We actually sell it with fishing pole holders. It's available through with fishing. I just got a message. You're a vato cholo. Oh, hey, SA. Sorry. Yeah, Daniel, good question. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you the exact tube size. But if you want, hey, Daniel, do me a favor. I want to give you more information. Email me at kevin.shaw@shawgroupmedia.com, and I'll find out for you. All right. If you already have rod holders, then there's no reason why you should buy new ones. But our rack does come with rod holders welded onto it. Can come with rod holders welded onto it. You can option it with that. You can actually option it with the roto packs, the jerry cans that mount onto the back too. So, yeah. All right. Sea King writes, hello, got a 310R Kawasaki. It leans deeper to the left, leans deeper into left turns than right turns. Is that normal because of the supercharger or steering alignment? It's actually weight distribution because the water box I heard this, and I don't want to say it's gospel truth, but my understanding is it's a low throttle, low speed turning problem. It's not a high speed, high throttle problem. And the reason being is that the water box is full of water, and the water box is on one side. And it's really responsive to that because the hull does this. The hull is a V-shaped hull. No one else has this. And all the way through. Cowie is the most pronounced V-shaped hull. So if the water box is heavy and you got an extra 20 pounds in the water box, it's going to do this. So it's a low speed thing. My understanding is a low speed thing. Give it a little bit of gas and it'll blast out what's in the water box a little bit better. All right. Let's see here. Anthony Cahill, any ideas why Sea-Doo dropped the 170 and 230 limiteds? Is it part of their streamlining thing they've been doing for the last few years? Oh, yeah. Well, there's a GTX 230 limited. They brought that back. But you're talking about the GTI based limiteds. And that's a good question because I really liked the GTI 155 limited. It was charcoal gray, silver, and red. I reviewed that like in 12 or 13. Boy, it was a winner. It was a nice ski. Had all the bells and whistles, came with all the features. It was a really nice unit. Yeah, I think the problem is that it's kind of a branding thing and they're trying to make limited really premier. They want to make the limited package like really limited. So I think that's the problem. My concern is that there's no high tier GTI and there should be a high tier GTI. And I agree with you on that one, Anthony. I really do. All right. Waiting for my ski. Yeah, just get your money back. Guys, if Brad's getting the goggles. Okay. Goes in the pile. Okay. We got 3. Spec goggles. Those are yours. What happened to West Coast aftermarket parts? I think they went under. Yeah, West Coast. Yeah, they went under, I think. Oh, Grant asks, on a Sea-Doo, go stainless wear ring or stay plastic? It really depends on what you're doing. I mean, if you're going to be modifying your ski, Here's the thing. Here's why I like. Okay, this is a good argument. This is why I actually really like this argument, because my knee-jerk reaction is to defend the manufacturer and say, well, Sea-Doo would rather have you replace the wear ring than a prop. Wear ring's cheaper than a prop. So, and they want you to keep the specs of the prop. So replacing the wear ring with a plastic wear ring, most of the damage will be relegated to the wear ring rather than the prop. Kawasaki and Sea-Doo, or Kawasaki and Yamaha, have a stainless wear ring, and they go, oh, well, you know what? You got to chew up prop, you chew up prop. You don't really replace a lot of stainless wear rings unless you really gouge it up. Here's the funny thing about it. Changing a Sea-Doo prop is so much easier than a Yamaha prop. Yamaha prop, dude, I broke a vise trying to change a Yamaha prop. I broke a vise! It's ridiculous. So, I mean, I had to heat that thing till it was cherry red, and it still wouldn't budge. I was irate. I finally gave up and went to a machine shop, and they popped it off for me. I was irate. So I'm kind of split on that one. It's a good question. It's a very good question, and I don't have a definitive answer for that one. For the layman, regular Joe Blow, who's just going out there, maybe warmed over his ski a little bit, I'd still do, and you got a Sea-Doo, I'd still do the plastic wear ring. Call me crazy, I'd still do the plastic wear ring, and primarily just because I can pull the pump, I can yank out the jacked up wear ring, I can press in a plastic wear ring, out the door. It's a lot cheaper. So that's kind of where I stand. Sorry. All right. Jason, no question. Just thanks for the entertainment. I think I read that before. All right. Jason, yeah, keeps the temperature more consistent. Funny Sea-Doo always overheats in closed loop. Need a ride plate. Just use a 2-degree pump wedge. That's a good, yeah, you can use a pump wedge. The overheating thing, here's the funny thing about the overheating thing is that in my experience, it's not a coolant problem from overheating. It's something else that's overheat. It's causing excessive internal operating temperature. The cooling system, I think, does its job for the most part. All right. Okay, PC, good question. What is keeping or what's holding back other manufacturers from installing similar systems? Sea-Doo had IBR, their brake and reverse system, for 2009. Yamaha's IBR system showed up in 2015. Kawasaki's brake and reverse system still waiting for it. Probably 23. So we're still waiting on everyone to get brakes. All right. IDF still has a lot of teething to do. IDF still has a long way to go before other manufacturers go, let's put a transmission in our ski. So I wouldn't get too impatient for that. I'd wait a little bit, like 5 years. All right, Billy writes, sounds good, Kevin. I'll keep that in mind. I know we should be in Pensacola area on May 20th, 24th. Great time to ride Pensacola to Destin, maybe as far. Oh, count me in. Count me in, Billy. Count me in. Email me. Count me in. Message me. I don't care. Send carrier pigeons. I'm in. Just give me the details. I'm in. All right. Jaime writes, Kevin, one question. If you are towing a Sea-Doo, do we need to take any special measures like with the Yamaha? You're not going to get the same kind of water intrusion, but you still shouldn't tow over 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour. I still, don't go towing balls out, dragging this thing at 35 miles an hour. All right. Kevin T writes, should I be running a trickle charge on a brand new Sea-Doo 130 SE and add a fuel additive when not using it 3 weeks at a time? Nah, you're good. Dude, gasoline doesn't start to delaminate. It doesn't start to lacquer. And if it's good gas, it'll last 18 months without even smelling like lacquer. That's when you really start to, you start to see it discolor. Like a good additive, Chevron, Exxon, top grade gas, Shell, of course. Any one of those, they'll last 18 months to 2 years just sitting in your garage or in the belly of a car or a jet ski. 3 weeks, dude, you're gravy. I would, if anything, if you could, go out there and bump it. Run it for 10 seconds, turn it off. Literally count out 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. At 10, kill it. It'll be fine. You're good. Yeah, Kevin, good question, but yeah, don't be too nervous about it. By the way, tested IDF several times this weekend on my GTX Limited and worked flawlessly. Perfectly. Good. Glad to hear it. Do I really need a catch can on a non-supercharged Sea-Doo? Absolutely not whatsoever. It's wasted. There's no engine blow-by in a naturally aspirated ski. All right. The whole idea with blow-by is that a supercharger is pressing atmosphere. It's pressing condensed air and fuel. My favorite prop. Your intake, your supercharger is going and pushing that unspent raw fuel and air past the piston into the oil. All right. Naturally aspirated, there's nothing pushing the air. It's sucking it in from the compression stroke. All right. Or compression stroke to the power stroke. It's creating vacuum and that sucks in the air. So no, you do not need a catch can for that. You're good. All right. Aaron writes, my IDF works too because my dealer caught it before I got it. Great. Anthony writes, did you get your PX out? Yes, I've got 7 hours on it. I've not put, I do not have the Riva catch can on mine yet. I'm experimenting with my catch can. More on that later. I have not heard about excessive oil burning. That is new to me. I can't imagine there'd be anything different since 2016 because the 300 Ace is a carryover. Sean Taylor writes, in regards to sponsons, I'm a new to PWC rider. Can you explain what the sponsons actually do? Sean, very good question. And it's way too much to explain in the next 21 minutes. The best thing I can do is I beg you to go over to watercraftjournal.com, go into the search bar function, and type in Riva Pro Series sponsons or just the word hydrodynamics. That will bring up a very lengthy, incredibly detailed, but in layman's terms, article not only detailing what sponsons do, but how they work and what sponsons you should get, and what to look for in sponsons. I'm telling you, I took a lot of great care to go into that article, and there's nothing that needs to be updated on that article. That article is dead nuts on. All right. BNN writes, got home late from the lake and almost missed the show. Can't wait to watch the whole thing tomorrow. Well, BNN, thanks for showing up, man. Appreciate the super chat. All right. Oh, Carmine came in with a super chat. 21 GP SVHO, best upgrade for rough water. Cardio. Do a lot of cardio. See, the funny thing about the GP, I mean, Riva's got, I do spawns. See, that's a good question. Darn it, Carmine. That's a good question. Well, okay, listen. The intake grate is going to give you better hookup, and you always want your pump hooked up. All right. Pump hookup is traction. All right. If your pump is not hooked up, you have no water going past your prop. You got no traction. You got bald tires on an icy road, so you're in trouble. Intake grate is great, but I like being able to track through rough water, and I would go with the Pro Series sponsons personally. Then I would go intake grate. But Pro Series sponsons, I think, you'll be like, well, this doesn't get me any faster. This doesn't get me, hooked up better. The minute you put those sponsons on, you will feel steering response and tracking response that you'll be like, holy cow, why didn't I do this sooner? So that's my answer to you on that one, Carmine. I know it's not a sexy answer. Some guy would be like, dude, put a tune on it, put a prop on it, and cold air intake, and and go nuts. But yeah, I do that. I do sponsons. All right. Sorry. I know it's not a sexy answer, but all right. Oh, let's scroll up. I missed a whole bunch of people. All right. Jaime writes another technical question to see if I can get a slippery vest. You want the slippery vest, Jaime? All right. Will a catch can for a regular auto aluminum supercharger or turbo work on a Sea-Doo? I don't like the Riva catch can. That's plastic. Mine is automotive grade. Mine is, believe it or not, the best setup that I found is this little $30 setup that's on Amazon. Little billet aluminum one that's been anodized red. And the reason why I like it, oh my gosh, I need a haircut, guys. This is stupid. I was out in the rain, so I got leprechaun fro. The reason I like the automotive ones is that the automotive one isn't a deadhead system. And by a deadhead system, I mean that it isn't, because here's your crankcase breather hose. Sea-Doo, Yamaha, Cowie. Well, Cowie's got a catch can, so not Cowie. Sea-Doo, Yamaha. Comes out of the crankcase, goes into the air intake. Air intake is using the vacuum off the air intake to siphon the atmosphere, all right, out of the crankcase, the positive crankcase atmosphere. The problem with that is you're sucking out all this oily air, and it's going right back into your supercharger. It's going right back into your intercooler, and it's going into your throttle body, and it's going past your valves, and you're sucking all that crap in. It's awful. But my oil separator, I don't call it a catch can, it's an oil separator, uses the same circuit, all right, but it interrupts it with a separator. And that means that the air that's being pulled out of the crankcase runs out of the crankcase into the separator and goes down to the bottom, and it encounters a bunch of baffles and steel wool, which catches all the oil, and then the air is separated from the oil and gets pulled back out into the air intake. So your circuit is still complete, but you're not sucking in all the oil and unspent fuel. All that crap is still in the the catch can. So Jaime, yeah, effectively that is your answer. Is an oil separator kit off of Amazon. All right. All right. There you go. Your not show can be about. Sorry. There you go. Your next show can be about it. Oh, okay. All right. Have Harley Davidson make a PWC and you'll get some cheese-eating Midwestern woman to buy a few. Well, that might have worked with Polaris. Polaris is a U.S. company. Hey, Kevin, thinking about getting a 2-stroke ski to tinker with. What would you recommend? Oh, boy. XP Sea-Doo, GP 1200 or 13. If you really want to get ballsy, you get a 1300R Yamaha. My favorite 2-stroke of all time is the last 2-stroke SXR, the 800. Love that ski. Oh, I love that ski. Get a Super Chicken. Get a Kawasaki SC. Be fun. All right. I've got a 2020 FX SVHO waiting on ride plate and Riva Pro Series sponsons. Which setting would you recommend? Middle setting, 3. For the sponson blades, 3. They don't need 4. You can put it on 4 and see. And put it on 4, ride it. Put it on 3, ride it. Make a choice. 5, way too aggressive. 2, you won't even know it. Mike Shoemaker writes, I was talking to a guy yesterday about oil catch can for an RX-PX or RX-TX 300. I said to use one, and he said that the supercharger needs oil vapor going through it. I don't get it. No. You want to know why? Because it's a shaft-driven supercharger. Where's the shaft? Inside of the crankcase. It's oil fed. Why do you think I blew up 2 superchargers when I was racing Sea-Doo? Because I was using Royal Purple full synthetic instead of a poly blend, and it was too slick, and I was cooking all my clutches up. These things are oiled. They're oiled great. All right. The only time that anyone has ever made that argument and has had a leg to stand on was in regards to the throttle body. All right. But the throttle body doesn't need to be oiled. It's not. I mean, if you're sucking up a lot of salt air, I would probably shoot some Berrimans or, the spray Berrimans or carb cleaner. Oh, get some brake clean. While it's running, it'll clear off all the salt deposits on the throttle body blades. Kevin's a Vato now. All right, I'm catching up to when I was goofing off. Tracy, we live up in beautiful Lake Tahoe, California. Wait. Let me reread that in the right voice. Let me get a drink first. We live in the beautiful Lake Tahoe, California area in the Sierra Nevadas, 6,250 feet above sea level. If you ever want to do some testing at altitude, this is the place to do it. Yeah, gorgeous. How restrictive is Lake Tahoe? I mean, the People's Republic of China, California, has made it kind of difficult. There it goes. Manitou pontoon? Manitou pontoon? All right. The Cholo look was perfect for me, bro. I'm originally from Albuquerque. I didn't mean to do that. I was not trying to tease you. I was just being silly. All right. Project M and Project Ghost. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, do PwC manufacturers endorse the use of salt away? And do you really need to use it, or is it fine with just clean water rinse? I did a whole video on Salt Away. Use Salt Away or a competitor to Salt Away, but use Salt Away. XPS does not have its own version of Salt Away, but I know they've toyed with it. Here's the funny thing that you should know. Go into a parts department and see if they sell Salt Away. They all do. If the manufacturers did not endorse it or they were like way against it, you wouldn't see Salt Away available for sale in the parts department. All right. Ever seen an electric winch for a PWC trailer? Don't ask why. It's a long story. And yes, I'm fine with my manual winch. Yeah, I can imagine that going bad. Best anchor to get for my Sea-Doo is the Sea-Doo brand good. I presume you mean the Sea-Doo brand in regards to Watercraft. I didn't know Sea-Doo made an anchor. I think they made a sandbag anchor. I'll tell you what. I'm actually really close to getting my hands on one of the Alpha. Is it Alpha Jet P3 anchors to test out? They're going to send me one of those. Jury's out. I'm interested. I'm interested in one of those Alpha Jets because it looks like a good. It looks like a good one. I haven't used the one with the foot on it. I just haven't used the one with the foot on the sand docker. Haven't used those guys. The problem is if you're in like a really muddy area versus a sandy area and being able to pull it out, sand is a little more temperamental than than mud, or mud is more temperamental than sand. All right, Cooper anchors are good. Get deep water anchors. I also have a sand shark anchor for beaching like the Destin Crab Island. Oh, okay, cool. All right, I haven't tried either of those. When it comes to gas for new Sea-Doos, non-ethanol gas or ethanol, I like to use non-ethanol in my car. The reality is, and we did a whole thing about ethanol gas, and in fact, there's a quick topic video on it. Unless you're driving like a pre-1998 small block Chevy pickup truck, like an LT1, you'll be fine with ethanol. Your Sea-Doo's fine with ethanol. They all have. You see this green coating on this piston? New pistons are not raw. They have coatings on them. And the coatings are an anti-corrosive. And they're same thing with the cylinders on your Sea-Doo. All of them are treated for ethanol fuel. It's the difference between buying your produce from the grocery store in one section or going over to the hoity-toity organic produce, and you're like, I'm paying $5 for the same orange. If you want to buy organic, cool, do that. God bless you. But it'll still work. You'll be fine. You won't be hurting your engine either. All right. Oh, Anthony wrote us. Just my usual weekly contribution, but I want one of them nice side entry slipperies. Can't get them in Canada. Dude, I think all of Slippery's 2021 model line is sitting in a container ship off of the port of Long Beach waiting for the union workers to unload. They're in bad shape. All right. 10 hours on my 300 Limited with no issues. Installed the SCOM this weekend. And my Pro Series sponsons finally came in this week. BNN, atta boy. I like when people take my advice. All right. Carmine, I'm just trying to keep up with my buddy's boat. Cardio is helping. That's funny. All right. Are my questions not going through? He seems to have skipped mine. Trevor. All right, let's see what Trevor's question was. Tracy. I don't see Trevor's question. Trevor has a question. Trevor B. Any other company other than Riva that you recommend for sponsons? Seems Riva doesn't have them for my 05 RXP. R&D is out of business. They closed a couple of years ago. So I guess the only game in town would be Works. I don't think... Yeah, Works. If Riva doesn't have them, go to Works. I haven't used the Works sponsons on that year RXP. I used R&Ds on those. I loved R&Ds. Yeah, go to Works, WRX. Sorry, Trevor. Sorry I missed your question, but yeah, go to Works. Try Works out. Okay. Aaron asked, did you end up getting the right RXPX cover? No. I got a cover. It works. It keeps the rain off of it. I'm good. I don't need all the bells and whistles. If they send me the right one, I'll do a review on the right one for the magazine. Best fenders for an FX 21. Well, I really like these guys. If I can remember the name of this stinking brand, I don't know. I never use them. I mean, the Yamaha's got fenders. They're big, goofy rubber ones. But thoughts on Alcoa Good Times products for Yamaha. Make a rear seat with fishing pole holders and other stuff. Don't know a thing about them, Jonathan. I'm sorry. I don't know a thing about them. Never even heard of them. Literally never heard about them. Anthony, also, catch can or scum first. Thinking about catch can. 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 All right. Rob Greenwood. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for always helping. I have two 2015 Yamaha 1.8 HO engines in my jet boat. Neither of them rev up to 8,000 RPMs. What is the top RPM? 7,300. That's why they don't rev to $8,000. They should not touch $8,000. If you reflash, I don't even know who. Wow, I don't even know if you can reflash the ECU on your boat to get $8,000. I don't know. You have to call Riva on that one. I don't know. Andrew W. writes, hey, Kevin, so sponsons from Riva would be a good match to pair with my Stage 1 K-Speed for my 310. I'd go with K1 or K-Speed. K-Speed has their own sponsons. The problem is that they're $1,000. You know what? They're not. They're 1,000 Australian, but it comes up to like $750. That's a little more expensive than Riva. Yeah, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more than Riva. But here's my problem, Andrew. I can't talk about half the stuff I know that K-Speed's working on. Guys, I can't. They advertise with the magazine. They spend money with me, all right? They keep the lights on. And all I can say is be excited if you're a Cowie guy. I'm telling you, be excited about what they got. Dude, they're cooking some really cool stuff up. And the skis, 7 years old. Jamie and those guys are working on some stuff for Cowie that like legit makes me want to go get an Ultra 310. Like buy one. I never will, but I'll tell you this much. All right. So every year, Watercraft Journal, get your hoodies, or t-shirts. Get a t-shirt. Link is at the top. Get a t-shirt. All right. So beginning of the year, I had a pretty good idea about what was coming up down the pike for K-Speed for the next year and a half. And they were like, hey, listen, you know, we won't have much of this stuff until towards the end of our winter. I said, that's fine. They said, but we'd love to send you some parts. I said, I'd be interested. And then, what the heck? My phone just like gave up the ghost. What the heck was that about? That's super weird. Okay. So anyhow, I knew what I had a pretty good idea of what they were cooking up. And so I reached out to Cowie and I was like, dude, I really want to get my hands on an Ultra 310. And they said, well, normally we'd say, sure, no problem. You know, we'll give you one for 5-6 months. I said, great. And he goes, not happening this year. I go, why not? He goes, everything's sold out. The media guy was like, I've got 4 skis for the year. Media department. He goes, I got 2 sit downs and 2 stand-ups. That's all I got. I'm like, are you serious? He goes, if you want to come out to Cali, you want to come out to California and, you know, we'll fly you out and, you know, and he goes, I just got 2 STXs. I don't even have Ultras. He goes, the Ultras are all gone. I was like, well, I kind of need an Ultra and I might show up with some parts. And he's like, no, I can't do that. Can't do that. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of struck out. But the stuff coming out of K-Speed, dude, I'm telling you. Now, don't get me wrong. With $1,000, I can make a freaking Sea-Doo go 81 miles an hour. With $1,000, I can make a freaking Yamaha go 82 miles an hour. Can I do that with a Cowie? No. 77 for $1,200. Yeah, but I can also do probably 76 out in the ocean. 75, 76 out in the ocean. And that 80 mile an hour Sea-Doo ain't going to be doing no 75 miles an hour out in the ocean. Guaranteed. I can guarantee it. And Yamaha, depending on who the rider is, as long as it's not Brian Baldwin, because he'll blow it up. I'm joking. Anyway, so yeah, I gotta say, for you Cowie guys, yeah. In fact, who was that? Who was my Cowie guy? Andrew, you're in Canada. You know what? I'll use your super chat. I want to send you something from Cowie. I'll shove this guy in the box. You get this. Andrew, you're my Cowie guy. You had a good Cowie question. I'm sending you to that. All right. Also, don't install the snap-in fenders on your RX-PX. They suck. Can email you a video if you like. Huh. I've actually had really good luck, and I've talked to a lot of people who really like the snap-in fenders, so that's the first I've heard. Okay. Oh, we are over 2 hours. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm done. Let's catch up with these last ones. Okay. K-Speed working on 80 mile an hour setups. They're working on some really cool stuff. Scott McCrea writes, in Canada, ordered a GP SVHO quarter. Yeah, dude, get your money back. Get your money back, Scott. Get your money back. Get your money back. Get your money back. You're not getting your unit, especially from that dealer. I'm sorry. Get your money back. Get your money back, and then have a buddy of yours in the U.S. keeping his eyes peeled around the Florida southeast area. And as soon as a ski shows up, have your buddy run out there with cash on a trailer. And I'm talking the same day. And go get it. And then you need to go figure out how to drag that thing across the border. Our president's a moron, and your prime minister is a psychopath, somehow we got to figure out how to get a ski across the border. But I'm telling you, get your money back from your down payment. Have cash in hand for the ski you want, and find it in the U.S. I'm telling you. It's the way it is today. It's the way it is. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm the bearer of bad news. I know I'm the bearer of bad news, but that's the way you're gonna be able to get your ski. All right. Yeah, okay, yeah. Keep the ski and go next year. The install kit fills the footwells with water at 10 miles per hour. Those, well, okay. The 2022 have better colors. Yeah, if you say so. All right. Devious. Thank you for answering my vague question. I have a Riva Stage 2 intake grate installed on my GP 1800R. I am now installing Dean's Team modified transom plate. Everyone has different sealant options. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree on the Prime Minister. I agree on Mr. Potato Head and the Chief. Yeah. Welcome to the world we live in. All right, guys, it's over 2 hours. I want to thank all the super chats. Everyone that was promised a prize, all right, please email me. Please email me at kevin.shaw@shawgroupmedia.com. Email me your name, your address, and the prize that you won or that you want. I don't care. Get rid of this stuff. Yeah. You got to email me. There's no way on God's green earth I'm going to remember everything. And I am not, and I haven't been taking notes. I've been running my mouth for 2 hours and 7 minutes. So, guys, thanks again. I'm glad we were able to do another. Live session. I'm gonna ask you again. Please subscribe to the newsletters, guys. Thanks again. And can you tell all of us dislike our Canadian management? We're in the same boat, dude. Same boat. Anyhow, please subscribe to the newsletter. That gets you all the videos. That gets you all the articles. If you haven't gone yet, please go to watercraftjournal.com /shop and check out the auxiliary fuel system kit. I know a lot of you guys have Sea-Doos, and our kit simply does not work for Sea-Doos. I did a whole video on why it doesn't work for Sea-Doos. You can look at it in the quick topics section. Other than that, guys, thanks again. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Buy a t-shirt, buy a hoodie, buy one for a friend, get one for your mom. Tell your mom I said hi. Anyway, sorry, I was joking. And maybe next time I'll wear my full cholo outfit. I'll get my Dickies pants and my my Doc Martens. Do they wear Docs? I thought they wore Docs. Anyway, just being silly. Guys, we'll see you again. Have a good night.